Ever stared at a huge multiplication problem and thought, nope? Yeah, me too. But we're gonna fix that today. Seriously. Let's dive in and make those giant, scary-looking numbers easy to handle. I promise you'll be solving them like a pro. Okay, let's just jump right in with a big one. Imagine a company sells 525 phones. Pretty good, right? But each phone costs 78,450 rupees. So how much cash did they rake in? See, this isn't just some random math homework. This is how businesses run. And stick with me because by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to figure it out.
But hold on, before we tackle that beast of a problem, we gotta make sure we're on the same page. Let's quickly go over the language of multiplication. There are just 3 key terms you need to know, and once you get them, everything else gets way easier. All right, check this out. The first number, the big one we're starting with, that's called the multiplicand. The number you're actually multiplying by, that's your multiplier, and the answer, the grand finale, that's the product. So multiplicand times multiplier equals product. Got it? Super simple. Okay, time to get our hands dirty with our first method. This is the classic vertical method. You probably remember this one from school, right? It's a classic for a reason. It's super reliable and keeps everything nice and tidy. We'll start with a little warm-up problem to get the hang of it. So here we go. Let's say a person walks 6,213 steps in one day. That's a decent amount. The question is, how many steps would they walk in 3 days? All we're doing here is finding the product of 6,213 and 3. Now, the key here is to always work from right to left, digit by digit. It's super important. So first up, we take our multiplier, 3, and hit the ones place. 3 times 3 is 9. Easy. Okay, next we slide over to the tens place. 3 times 1 is 3. Then to the hundreds. 3 times 2 is 6. And last but not least, the thousands. 3 times 6 gives us 18. And boom, you just put all those little pieces together, and what do you get? Our final answer, 18,639 steps. See, it wasn't so bad. When you just break it down into simple steps, those big numbers don't seem so scary anymore. All right, method number 2. This one's a little different. It's called the grid method, and it's awesome because it's so visual. It actually helps you see what's happening in the math by breaking the numbers apart. Okay, let's try a simple one. 32 times 5. The very first thing we do here is take the number 32 and just pull it apart into its place values. So 32 is really just 30 plus 2, right? That's what we call its expanded form. And now for the grid part. You just draw a simple box. We put the pieces of 32, the 30, and the 2 across the top, and our multiplier, the 5, goes on the side. Now it's like a mini multiplication game. We just fill in the boxes. 5 times 30 is 150, and 5 times 2 is 10. And here's the best part. The final step is so easy. You just add up the numbers you got inside the grid. So 150 plus 10, that's 160. We took a totally different route, but we landed on the exact same answer. That's because all we did was multiply the parts and then put them back together. Kind of cool, huh? All right, we've warmed up. We've got 2 solid methods in our toolkit, the classic vertical way and the visual grid way. I think we're ready. It's time to face the music and go back to that big cell phone problem. So let's just refresh our memory on what we're trying to solve. The cost of one phone is 78,450 rupees. The company sold 525 of them. Our mission is to find out the grand total they made. Time to multiply. For this big one, let's use the vertical method. It's great for keeping things organized. We're going to break down that multiplier, 525, piece by piece. First, we multiply the whole top number, 78,450, by the 5 in the ones place. Got that? Cool. Next, we multiply by the 2. But wait, that's in the tens place, so we're really multiplying by 20. That's why we pop a 0 down there as a placeholder. Then, same thing for the 5 in the hundreds place. We multiply by 500, which means adding 2 zeros. Each of these answers is called a partial product. And to get our final answer, well, you just add up those 3 partial products. And look at that, there's our answer. A whopping 41,186,250 rupees. That is a lot of money. But we did it. We took that intimidating problem, broke it into 3 much smaller chunks, and solved it. That's the power of the process. So what did we really learn today? The biggest thing is that you can tackle any huge problem by just breaking it down into smaller, bite-sized steps. We saw how the vertical method is perfect for that step-by-step work, and how the grid method really helps you see the math.
And remember, this stuff isn't just for tests, it's for figuring out real-world things like how much money a company makes.
So, there you have it. We learned the methods, we faced a big problem, and we came out on top. You officially have the skills to multiply pretty much anything you want. So the real question isn't, how do I do it anymore? It's, what am I going to figure out with this? What big questions will you answer?